Well, the good old yellow school bus, certainly an iconic symbol of education, and for good reason. About half of all students in this country rely on one of these to get to school, and most of us grew up riding one in many cases, but those rides are increasingly in jeopardy nowadays. The Texas Association of School Boards estimates school transportation in our state is underfunded by as much as $1.6 billion with a B. Our Andre Lucia tonight taking a close look at what this means for students and for the rest of us.
Nearly every day, hundreds of thousands of Texas students board a school bus.
We transport over a third of all the kids in this district. It's amazing. I mean, the kids that you interact with, just seeing them through their life.
At Northwest ISD, Daniel Cunningham knows for some, this is their vehicle to a better future.
Without transportation, a lot of these kids will not be making it to school. It's a vital role of getting these kids to and from getting that education.
A recent study underscores just how vital. Most school administrators reported a lack of access to transportation contributed to chronic tardiness, chronic absenteeism, academic performance challenges, and student safety concerns.
The connection between transportation and educational outcomes is a lot closer than I think most people are thinking.
Campbell Milam is with Hop Skip Drive, a transportation company and one of the study's sponsors.
School transportation is in crisis, and the question is sort of what are we going to do about it?
Funding for transportation has failed to keep pace with rising demand and rising costs.
Not even close.
Jonathan Pastusik is Northwest ISD's chief financial officer, the one trying to make the most of the money the state allows the district to collect and keep. For transportation, the funding formula is based on the number of miles buses drive. It's a formula that's remained essentially the same since 1984.
It used to be a band that averaged to be about $1, and they just changed it to now to be $1.
What has changed significantly since 1984?
Only $1.99. Just 69 cents.
Is the price of just about everything, including vehicles, labor, and fuel.
It's not realistic at all.
For Northwest ISD last year, Texas allotted the district roughly $3.5 million for transportation. The district spent more than 4 times that. The funding gap we found was even bigger for other North Texas districts. In recent years, the state's transportation allotment has covered just 22% of Dallas ISD's actual expenses, 18% of Arlington ISD's, 16% of Fort Worth ISD's, and just 12% of Plano ISD's.
Has the percentage that it's covered
No.
gotten smaller or gotten...
I've been in school finance 11 years, and if anything, it's gotten smaller.
Plano ISD this year cut bus service to roughly 1,000 students whose routes to school had previously been categorized as too hazardous to walk.
Were you surprised that you weren't going to get bus service this year?
I was. I mean, they kept on saying it like before school was ending, but I mean, I didn't really believe it.
Other districts have had to pull money from other areas to cover the funding gap.
We have 5,500,000 public school students spread out in the geographically largest state in the nation other than Alaska. And getting all these kids to school is a significant cost.
State Representative John Bryant this year filed a school funding bill that would have raised the transportation allotment from $1 a mile to $1.50 a mile. It would have also expanded bus service to students living more than a mile away from school.
Guys, we have 30 seconds. Walk!
2 miles is a long ways for a little child to walk, and that's what the current standard is.
His legislation never even got a hearing.
What pushback do you get? Or do you get a counter-argument from fellow lawmakers?
The answer to your question is they just ignore the challenge. There's no counter-argument offered, simply this is all we're going to spend.
When we asked state leaders about the shortfall, House Speaker Dustin Burrows' office pointed us to $1.3 billion, or $106 per student, that it did set aside in what it's calling the ABC Fund, the brand new allotment for basic costs. Districts can use that money to pay for infrastructure, utilities, employee benefits, or, yes, transportation. Northwest ISD, though, says nearly half the $3.5 million it's getting getting in ABC funds will cover mandated increases to teacher retirement fund contributions.
The funding we got from the state this year was really what I would call, they pigeonholed it. We didn't get much money for us to be able to make local decisions like transportation or changes to fine arts programs or any of those kind of things. It was very restrictive.
So for now, districts across the state say they are digging deep to keep buses on the road and kids in school.
Now, if you are a parent who is able to drive your kids to school, this can still affect you. The state's formula for funding public schools, you probably know, is based on attendance. So if you have kids missing school because they don't have a way to get there, it still hits the district's overall funding. School leaders have told me they're also looking at cutting down on transportation for things like field trips, for sporting events. So again, this impacts the entire student body, not just those who are missing class.
Yeah, it is an incredible numbers game that most people don't realize how it works. And if you take a look at the real simple math of it all, it seems to also cut down on the number of cars on the road if we're talking about the volume of vehicles, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The standard school bus fits about 70 elementary students. That is 70 kids who then don't have to be individually driven to school by their parents, cutting down on the congestion on roads for all of us.
Really good look inside. Andrea, thanks very much. And the IT.